Just Stand Television, man. As you can see, y'all can tell I just got done doing something productive. Just did my 28-minute run, straight, no stopping, outside, keeping a jogging pace. So my destination is back, further than where I started. 28 minutes later, I'm here, I'm tired, I'm thirsty, I'm a little hungry, but I accomplished what I set my mind to. I woke up, I did my jawline exercise, I left my house, I went to the gym, I worked out, I pushed myself. I didn't eat fast food for breakfast, as I usually cheat myself with on Fridays. I went to work, I finished what I was supposed to do. I did my entrepreneur work as well. I'm on my lunch break. I left my job at 3:50. Drove out here, 30-minute run, time to spare, productive. Why aren't you working out as a man? Why are you unathletic? Why aren't you in shape? Why are you afraid of commitment? There should be no reason that a man shouldn't care about his body, his temple. Spirit is, of course, but the physical. Why don't you care? Why? Imagine where you'd be at if you started when you first said you wanted to do it. Imagine how strong you'd be. Imagine how formidable your presence would be. Imagine who you'd be. Imagine how strong your discipline would be. Imagine how strong you would be. Imagine the time span. Imagine how fast it would take for God to hear your prayers and to bless you in real time. Imagine how farther you'd be if you started when you said you wanted to. I don't understand how, as a man, people can just sit around and let their body look continuously worse. I don't know how, as a man, men want to be physically fit and then they work out for a day, 2 days, 3 days, and then skip a month. As a man, I don't know how you can live like that, not living to your full potential. I want to reach my full potential. I want to reach higher potentials every day. How are you okay with just being mediocre? How are you okay with being level 1? How are you okay with being base level? How are you okay with not living righteous? How are you okay with being distant from God? How are you okay with willful sin every day? How are you okay with not fighting your lust? As a man, how are you okay with these things? Why aren't you working hard? You don't even know the full power you have. You don't know how strong you really are. You don't know what your body can really do. You don't know your true potential. When's the last time you pushed yourself? I push myself every single day. Every single day. And little things and big things. How are you okay with being mediocre? How are you okay with not testing your strengths? How are you okay with not strengthening your weaknesses to where they're no longer your weaknesses? How are you okay with not adding to your plate? How are you okay with being average? How are you okay with allowing opportunities to slip through your fingers due to being scared, due to fear? How are you okay with stopping yourself every single day? How are you okay with not doing the best you could do? How are you complacent with being complacent? How are you okay with being okay? How are you okay with not being good enough? How are you okay with being a bum? How are you okay with smoking weed knowing you shouldn't smoke weed? How are you okay with giving your soul to these clubs? How are you okay with not getting paid? How are you okay with putting God last? How are you okay with not having God into your day at all? How are you okay with not praying? How are you okay with praying to be delivered and then going right back to what you were praying to be delivered from? How are you okay with lying in your prayers? How are you okay with being average? How are you okay with living the way you are? How are you okay with being in the same position you were in yesterday? How are you okay with being in the same position you were in last year? How are you okay with not making moves? How are you okay with being a flake? How are you okay with not standing up to your word? How are you okay with not resting? How are you okay with being basic? How are you okay with masturbating? How are you okay with fornicating? How are you okay with being average? What will it take for you to better yourself? What will it take for you to provide for the people coming after you? What will it take? What will it take? What do you have to lose? People are passing you up every single day. You're getting farther and farther away from your full potential. The future you, the possibility of you having a successful life is getting farther away, and you're allowing it to slip through your fingers. How are you okay with being a bitch? Just Stand Television.